What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bricks and Toys. Today, well, I just want to talk about shelving today, because recently we got this little guy. He's a little anxious this morning. He wants his cat food. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set him down. His name is Nimbus. He's a kitten that my kids stole. The thing about kittens is they like to get into everything for no particular reason. And because of this kitten, I had to redo my shelf space. Now, I kind of talked about this in the last video with the Disney set of how I made a space just for that set because I thought it would look cool, and that's why I got it. So what I've had to do with my Lego collection, if I come around here, I had to basically clear out my whole lower two shelves. That way, this cat of mine, well, he could be mine, I'm still making that decision, could just freely roam through the shelves to get to the food bowl and to the water, because he kind of likes to use it as a ladder. But on his way to using the shelves as a ladder to get food and water, he knocks things off and sometimes decides to play with it. And I don't want him to get an appetite for Lego when he's older to continue to break off pieces and play like most cats do. So I had to move out that Lego, and well, how did I do it? Well, I went to IKEA, got another Billy, and I had to move onto that Billy. What I ended up doing was about a 2-day shuffle. I now have a lot of sets in my room. I have some new sets in my hall, and I have some sets over here. Let me show you. So right here behind me is the shelf I put above my TV. Now this shelf has two purposes. One, if the floating shelf of Icon's vehicles ever decides to fall, well, guess what? It's going to fall onto this now, and hopefully I can get to it in time and get it fixed before all of this comes down as well. The other thing is, with this shelf, I have room for my die-cast cars, featured in an earlier video, and I have room for that Disney set. That's the spot that I talked about, because up here I have all of the Disney sets up here. And then we go on to the next shelf. We are here in my room to finish talking about the shuffle. Here we have the Billy bookcase that I've always had, full of the Technic sets. And then right down here below, we have all of the oversized sets, like the dioramas and stuff. And these are a lot of the ones I took off of that shelf. But there's one more shelf that we got to talk about. And that shelf is this one right here. This is the overflow of Star Wars sets. This is in my living room, and I wanted to make sure that it is a collection of the tidier Star Wars sets, because you don't want a lot of clutter in your living room, because, well, nobody really gets the Lego thing but you. So you want to have sets that's like agreeable to the general public that comes through your home. And that's why I have the dioramas and everything. But there's one thing wrong with this shelf. I have a whole empty space on it. Right here. Wait, I hear a ringing. Well, my wallet is ringing. Yeah? We have extra budget? My wallet is telling me that I need to go to the Lego store and find something to go up here, because it says it has a little bit of extra budget for the month. Well, you know what that means, guys? We need to get to the Lego store and pick this. Yeah, you want me to get that? Well, we got to go, guys. Well, off to the Lego store. We got the new set right here. And we are home with the the good. Well, hopefully it's the good. Before we get into this, I want to talk about what we have over here. And I also want to make an announcement on the channel to the subscriber. Well, hopefully you subscribed, that said, every time your ceiling fan cords hit you in the head, I laugh. Look, Mom, no cords. I took them off, so you guys will no longer be distracted by little rubber thingy-mabobs bouncing off my forehead. So, before we get into this, as you guys saw, I was booking it out of the Lego store with this box, excited. I was number 9 out of 13 people that could get this on today at that store, so I'm very, very thankful for that. But first, I want to show you guys. Now, I just got done selling over 200 of these annoying Funko Pops. Not because I hate them, it's because I don't have the space for them. So if I get any more, they have to be really freaking special or super limited. And yeah, it's kind of hard to do that with Funko. But I did find two, ironically today, that changed my mind and let me open up my wallet and buy them. And the number one is, and I think these are part of a Dark Side series. There's no extras on the back saying this is part of a set. But this is like a Star Wars Dark Side where they have Palpatine, they have Dooku here, they have Darth Vader, Anakin, Kylo. You know, normal figures in Star Wars like that. But I picked up this Count Dooku. Let me come around and show you guys. I thought he was pretty cool. Just a basic little lightning from the fingertips. And then alongside him, I finally found it after 2 years of looking, because they finally made it. I found a Darth Vader while he's still in his Anakin form from the Revenge of the Sith movie. This is when he's going through the lava trenches. Very, very sick. Very demure. No, I'm joking. But I had to break the no more Funko rule because I just sold over 200 of these guys for these two because I thought they were really cool. I don't have a need for a giant-ass Palpatine that's the size of this box. They got one of those now. Well, maybe half the size. And then they got some other ones, but these two stuck out and, well, they're here. Anyway, let's continue. Continuing on, we got promos, and I got news. So on the Halloween Pumpkin, this set you can get with $120 or more purchases. This one will be available with LEGO until the 14th. So in my prior video where I'm going back over it, third time's a charm, I added a date. So this is going to be available for just a few more days after this video comes out. And the next promo that you get is going to be the Bright Bomber for $90 or more. They're going to be releasing this one until the 24th, so 10 more days. And there you go. So that's your two promos that I messed up on at the first of the month. Corrected now before the halfway mark of the month. Now with the purchase of this set, and what a lot of people are buying this set because of is the set that I have here in this bag. And this is going to be Luke's Skywalker lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. 40730 with 145 pieces. Really freaking sick. Really cool. I like this one a lot. I wish I would have been able to collect the other ones, but I didn't know. I didn't collect back then, but at least I got in on this point. So that's going to be our promo set for what's in the box. Now, I do have a little bit of a thought before I cut this open. I know you're all just sitting there staring at the camera right now. I mean, going, open the box. Well, I will. Does anybody find it weird that we're in the 25th anniversary of Star Wars and we're celebrating the Phantom Menace and Lego Star Wars back to back? We're getting all this prequel era stuff, but we got the UCS Venador prequel era last year. This year, we got what's in this box. Return of the Jedi, 40th anniversary, which was last year's celebration. Our other UCS set was also Return of the Jedi, UCS TIE Interceptor, right behind me. Isn't it just feel like a little, like Lego's a little bit late to the party, like by a year? Last year was the 40th of the Jedi. That would have been a perfect time to get Luke's lightsaber, this set, TIE Interceptor. The X-Wing is fine, that fit in. But to get the Venador when we could have gotten that this year, due to the fact that, you know, we're kind of celebrating the 25th anniversary. The Phantom Menace is 25 years old. Now, I do know that the Venador didn't really show up until 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago at this point in the Revenge of the Sith, but it's still that era of prequel. It would have just fit in a little bit better if you're catching my drift. So I think this year's UCS sets are just a year delayed. So it's kind of weird that these sets are going to have a 25th anniversary little plaque to them, when technically they should be 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Now let's open this box. So as I open this box, I did have $180 worth of points, bringing this set to $340 out the door, from the $550-ish out the door that it was before. So I'm very, very happy about that. Because this set is not very visually appealing. It is the third place set, UCS set, that we have gotten with the AT-AT, the Razor Crest, and now this. But even with that, I would not be able to pay $500 for this set, as just the $340 was really freaking pushing my budget. Now, are you ready to take a look, everybody? Well, let's turn it around and let's pull it out. Oh, and there she is. Whoa, there we go. Let's jump right on into it with the box review portion of the video. Black background, 25th anniversary baby blue with the greebling on the bottom, indicating 18 and older. 25th anniversary logo at the top. Jabba's sail barge up here in the far corner. The set is imposed on the black background. 18 and older, 75397 is going to be your set number. 3,942 is going to be your piece count. Looking at the front of the box, we're going to see minifigures doing things. And that's going to tell us that this is going to be a minifigure playable UCS set for the 18-year-old and older adult kids out there. Just like with what I said earlier, the Razor Crest AT-AT. Looks like we have a Gamorrean guard. We got R2 with the little cocktail tray. We got C-3PO, couple pirates, and then we have Leia doing what Leia does. That's what we have on the front of the box. Let's turn around to the side. There we have the front of Jabba's sail barge, and it looks like an Indian moccasin. This set is not visually appealing. I keep saying that, and it's going to be a reoccurring theme in this video. If you guys are somewhat hardcore fans of the design of this, then, you know, it is what it is. But when they did the movie, they did not think that Lego would be doing sets about what's in that movie 40 years later. Well, here we are. Let's go over here. And here we have the back of this Jabba sail barge, which again looks like the back of a moccasin or a shoe of some sort. Let's go to the very bottom of the set. And there we have a lot of that big greebling. This box is pretty thick. You know, it's about, it's what I would expect it to be for a set like this. We have Lego.com, recycling information, legal eagles, and barcode right down there. Then flipping her over, we get a 1-to-1 of Salacious B. Crumb and Jabba himself up there in the corner. The name of the set in another language, Star Wars, Lego. Then we have our minifigures of Max Rebo, Bib Fortuna, Princess Leia, Gamorrean Guard, Wolf, Vizan, Kithaba, who cares? They're the bad guys. Then we have R2-D2 and then C-3PO. And if you're wondering, where's Han? Where's Luke? Well, they're up there in the $80 Sarlacc pit set that I cannot get over the fact I paid $80 for that set. But I'm glad I did, because now I'm here with this set. Let's go and take a look at the back of the box. Now, at the end of the video, I will be showing this set staged with the Sarlacc pit in all seriousness. And that way we can get a full look of basically the diorama that this is going to be, or the scene, or however you want to put it. Now, looking at the back, we can see that the sides fold down. We have a lot of play functions. Looks like we have a kitchen, we have the lounge, we have a jail, we have a cockpit area. Pretty basic. I mean, this thing's only going to be, well, is there dimensions on this? Well, 30.5 inches wide, or long, or however you want to put it, but the actual width of it, or length, the width, I think is going to be about 10 inches. So there's only so much you could fit in, well, a 10-inch space. I think it's even skinnier. We'll find out at the review portion of this video. Coming down here to the bottom, we can see Jabba with the plaque right down here, indicated that you get that with the set. We have Leia with the blaster. We have a scene from the movie with the Gamorrean Guard. We got a scene of C-3PO and R2-D2 in the kitchen. Then we have R2 from the movie right there. Max Rebo from the set. Then we have Jabba himself from the movie. Now, with all that out of the way, we all know what we have to do now. Wait, what's that, Jabba? Release you, or I'll die? Did you take that from Luke? You cheap bastard. I guess Jabba wants to get out of the box by stealing Luke Skywalker's line of, release me or die. So let's get the knife and let's release it. So we're going to have 3 pieces of tape. 1, 2, and then 3. Hopefully I'm opening up the side that Lego has in mind for the marketing on this one. Here we're going to have a picture of the sail barge in the movie. I honestly think the set looks better than the actual in the movie, but you know, I digress. There we have Jabba's ugly mug right there with Princess Leia chained up to him. Slave Leia, but they can't say that because of, well, that word does not go well with Lego. Anyway, oh man, there's Salacious P. Crumb right there in his ugly ass face. Okay, so we're going to have detailed boxes like we would expect from UCS sets. Since I am going to end up saving this box and breaking it down, I am going to cut the other 3 pieces of tape here in the back. And that way I can push the boxes out towards you guys and get a look. So I do want to say on the flap on this one, you get the same picture of the sail barge from the movie and the same picture of Jabba and Leia. But on this box, well, you'll see what's on this box when I get to it. There we go. Now, we have our first box. Just says Jabba's sail barge on it. And just front and back of Crumb. There we go. Then we're going to have, I think, another one right there. There we go. This one should have Rebo. Yes, it does. And with that, we can take the box and gently flatten it out. And it's ready to go into my storage shed to where it will be saved. Because you never know when you want to sell these things. Yeah, it might be worth money. So let's get a look at Max Rebo. Hey, there's our little blue elephant looking friend. I like this guy. He's cool. I don't know. He just seems chill. If you ever read the different perspective on Return of the Jedi, it's a book, and it tells stories from the individual characters, not the headlining characters of the movie. And even though that they're just made up non-canon stories that takes place in canon, still a fun read. And I like to read the one about Max Rebo in that book. It kind of makes you like the guy. Anyway, same thing as the other one, Jabba's sail barge. Just normal packaging, double printed of that. Now, this is going to be box number 1. This is going to be box number 2. We could see that with a number there and a number right here. Going to get our knife back and do some more cutting. We're going to have 1 piece of tape, 2 pieces of tape. I don't know if the bags are going to come out numbered or what. I would say not so much. There is a little bit of dead space in this box, but that's okay. Let's do our pour. Let's actually just take out our books. So we got our first stack of books. I don't know if we're going to have more than that. So here is our pour. So just from that pour alone, we have a little straw. We have things in paper. We have the books. And then we have some other pieces in an unnumbered bag. We have the printed on the satin plate, not the gloss plate like I think we have with the UCS tie interceptor. We have more straws. And then we have bags. Let me count these bags and get right back to you. Okay, so we're back. So we started off with 3 stacks of 5, meaning 15 bags in that box, plus a 16 and a 17. So we have 17 bags right here in the first box. We do have a paper of what looks to be Jabba's ass and a paper of Jabba's head. So if you can't tell his head from his ass, then you need to I don't know what to tell you, but that's what's in these paper bags. We do have another unmarked bag of some plates. Looks to be maybe a 6x16 plate, 5 of them, with some more of those straws. We're going to probably have a few of these straws in this set, just for the fact of, you know, it does the railing. And then I'm going to guess these are the sails. So that's what we get in the first box. 16 bags, 2 unmarked bags, 3 paper bags, and an extra pipe cleaner. I'm going to stack all this up over here because we still have 1 more box to unbox. I am going to take our instructions for right now and set them down. I do want to say as we open up Crumb's box, If the camera's at a wonky angle, ride with me. I usually have it where it tracks me and it centers it better, but me moving these around my head knocked out the tracking. So I can't get over there right now to fix it. So you're going to have 2 pieces of tape to get him open. Opening him up, give you guys a look on the inside. We are going to see more bags, some dead space, and then we're going to do our pour just like that. There we go. So first impressions, all numbered bags. So again, I'm going to cut to me having all these counted. Okay, sorted, sort of. So we start off with 18, 19, and 20 to combine that with our existing 2. I just lost Jabba's ass. So we have that. And then we have 5 more, taking us up to 25. 5 more, taking us up to 30. 5 more, taking us up to 35. And then we have one lonely number 36 bags. So we get 36 bags total with this set. Now, let's get into the books. So we have 3 pieces of tape to open up the books. 1, 2, and 3. And I lost something else. No, I lost the straw. Parts are falling everywhere. There, I retrieved Jabba's ass. There we go. And then we come out. Let's double check our little cardboard. Nothing in there. We have 1 book. We have 2 book. We have small sticker sheet. And that looks to be it. Let's take a look at the stickers. We have 10 stickers. It looks to be 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, a 4, a 3, a 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 2 number 10s and a number 9. Did you get a look at that right there? Then we have our books. Get our 20 points, even though after buying this set, we don't really need it. We're going to open up the book. We're going to get started off with looking at stuff about the sail barge. Kind of makes you want to watch the movie. Like what you did when you did a lot of the 40th anniversary Lego sets that came out last year. Watch Return of the Jedi. Reflect upon what you're building. That's what I did last year. Anyway, stuff about the designer, stuff about the minifigures, inspiration, you know, the normal drill of all of this. Oh, and the important part, don't pick it up from the ends, pick it up from the middle, where you put it on the stand. Golden rule, always pick up your Lego sets to the stand. There's a reason that's the connecting point to display it. Also showing the new Lego Star Wars book, which I have and I've not done a video on yet. So then we kick off with bag number 1, no steps. Let's go all the way to the back of the book. And here we can see where we transition from book 1 to book 2 with 424 steps and 286 pages right there. Then we're going to go into our secondary book where we're going to pick up at bag number 18. So we have 17 bags in the first book and 19 in the next. Yes, that would make 36. Yep, that's correct. So then we're going to go all the way down to the back. The pages do reset, but the steps do not. So we pick up at 426. We go all the way to the back. So here at the back of the book, we go up to steps 873 and another 271 pages. Somewhere in here, it tells you to ruin your wonderful day of building a $500 Lego set that it's not complete, that you need to get a companion set. Where does it say that in here? Probably in the first book. Let's take a look again. Yep, right here. On page so-and-so in the beginning. So even before you start building, you realize that no matter what you do, that $500 will not complete the set. You need another 80. Good thing is, I already made that mistake, and I made this mistake, and I'm going to combine them for one awesome mistake. And you know what? You guys get to see that awesome mistake right now with the review. Okay, well, let's start from the back of the moccasin, and we'll work our way to the front, everybody. So this is the set in its entirety. A big brown turd, moccasin, shoe, slipper, or as it's supposed to be called, Jabba's sail barge. This is the newest UCS set, everybody. We have left flying ships like the Falcon and the interceptor and the X-Wing for this. So there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm not going to really guess people are going to want to maintain their attention for all that long for a set like this, especially with how long this video probably already is at this point. So we're going to make this short and sweet. Starting on the outside, we have a lot of greebling techniques with different type of plates, radiator grills, 1x2 modified elements, some elements in a darker brown than the reddish brown that we see. If this set was made a few years earlier, this thing would be a nightmare of brown bricks. We have some greebling out on this part that sticks out the back. We get our first 2 stickers on this side. Now, everything I'm about to show you on this side is exactly double of what's on that side. You build literally both of these at the same time as you build. There's 3 flaps, 1, 2, and 3, and you just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm only going to show you one side because it's the same on the other. So yes, we got 2 over here, and then we have 2 on the other. Coming up here to the top, we got these cool little sail elements for the sail barge. I really like these elements. They're really nice. They got nice sturdy fabric feel to them, not too plasticky. Because you know all this fabric is probably made out of recycled Pepsi bottles. But you know what? It's pretty cool. Here, there we have our first minifigure. Unsure what that little homie's name is, but he is ready to man the cannon. Now you may be wondering, Bricks and Toys, is there a better way for you to show us the detail on the top of this sail barge? And if you've watched all the other videos, which you probably have by now, you will already know the answer is just pull on this. And then we can take a look at the underside of the sails, some dinosaur tails, and Technic components make the sail. We can put that down, come over here, do it again, just like that, and there we go. And then we can come up here and take a look at all the detail, which isn't really much. We have pipes for the guardrails, random system components to make the clips for the guardrails, more radiator grills. We do have an access hatch that comes off right here with 2 little doors. That is one thing to note. We do have the infamous cannon. They kind of had to get that in there. If they didn't, I think people would be quite upset. We do have 2 doors right here and here for more access for when the stuff goes down. And then some greebling elements like with these little ropes and stuff. Not a whole lot. We do have another side shoot thingamajigger blaster like we do on that one. Coming around the front here, we're going to see this little T element to kind of break up all that brown. But again, dark brown, reddish brown. And just so you guys can see for yourselves, same thing on this side with the other 2 sticker elements that we see at first on this. It is worth letting you guys know that we do have stands. We have 1, 2, and 3 built into the actual set, kind of like with the Venador. Let's put our sails back on. I think we start off with this one first. Let's make sure we get the angle right. Yeah, that's correct. If you don't have the correct angle, you just turn it. Just like that. And we do it again. Just like that. Okay, well, I guess you guys want to see what's on the inside. And I guess that's where the party began. So we're going to want to fold down the sides. This is 1, 2, 3. Now the third is a little harder to get out. And I'll tell you, that's because it's got these little clips that it connects in right here and right here. Oh, it looks like the party is all inside. Well, if we need more light, we come over here to the other side and we lift it open like that. Like that. And one more. So with all 3 of those doors open, you can get a look at the back side of the set. Not a whole lot going on over here. We do get a little bit of look at the cockpit from this angle. We'll get some more light in here, guys. Don't you worry. Oh, and look at this. We got a little chain in a chest. Wonder what that's for. With the way Lego is politically, we can't talk about that word. So in case you guys don't already know, how do you get more light in there? Well, let me show you. We're going to come over here. We're going to lift. Take off the first section, just like that. Come over here, take off the second. And now we can see the whole party. We got Crump right there doing his laughing crap right behind the vicious Jabba the Hutt, along with Bib Fortuna and Leia. Leia has to sit without her chain on. She does have a connection point for the chain. We'll take a look at that here in a second. I'm not going to go over all the minifigures because there's just not enough time. There we have the cocktail tray R2-D2, and then C-3PO, and then another one of these dudes that are just not worth mentioning, Gamorrean Guard, and there we get another look at the cockpit of the sail barge. Now going through, this is the armory with all the armory and the arms, and then we can take this out, have a little jail cell. There's another minifigure right there. There's the inside of the jail cell, which is interesting because you can take the wall out. And there you go. So that's a little odd, but it does that. We can put all that back just like that. Let's take out the minifigure first, and let's take a look at him. Now, as we take our minifigures down and take a look at them, and we put them up, we are going to put them back on this rail that does come with the set for minifigures. We're going to put him right here. Here's the guy that was up on top, working that blaster cannon. That's what they look like. Now let's continue. Let's go next to the Gamorrean Guard. He's kind of built like a Chewbacca, where his head and shoulder pads and stuff come down on one piece. Not too special. Next up, we're going to take a look at this cocktail tray R2 right here. Some interesting drink elements on him. Just realized I was showing him to you backwards. There's his front. Not used to the double printing on these, I guess. So before we go too much further, we've gone over the cockpit. Just 2 chairs. We do have a sliding door. Forgot to mention that. It slides like that. There we go. Now, we mentioned it. Now we can continue on. Armory with this just slides like that. Then coming into the kitchen, these stairs do remove out of the way, just like that. And there we get our C-3PO. Just going to leave him up on there. We'll move him over to the rack. He doesn't have the dual molded leg like in the UCS land speeder. Next minifigure is going to be this guy right here. Again, don't know their names. Just showing you the detail. Now you can get a good look at the kitchen. Lots of nice detail in this kitchen. I like it a lot. And then we're going to move over to the party room. We're going to come here to the back, take a look at Salacious B. Crumb, or whatever the heck his name is. He is a rubber element with printed eyes. Take him over and put him onto the stand, just like that. He's got a special little Lego setup right there for him to sit on. Next minifigure is going to be Bib Fortuna. Let you guys get a look at him. We're going to stick him right over here. We only have a couple more holes to fill. I really think that this is taking up a lot of space, but I get it. People like to look at the figures of the set, which is all good. Next up is going to be Slave Leia, or Captive Leia, whatever the heck they want to call it. She does have dual molded legs. Her hair is kind of rubbery. There's that connection point for the chain. Really cool minifigure to have. Then we have Jabba himself, which sits on this platform. The platform does lift out. Now with Jabba removed, you can see the space within. And there's the little platform his fat butt sits on. Now he does have his own mounting place within the display, which is going to be right over here with the display plaque. We'll go over that last. And then we have our last minifigure, which is going to be Max Rebo. He's in there playing that piano, organ, thingamabob. There you go. That's a good look of Max Rebo. And that's our last minifigure. Now let's put the set back together. I think this goes in like this. Drop in our stairs. Just like that. Come over here. Grab the back. Back just drops in just like that. And then we're going to come over here, drop this in, just like that. We're just going to close up our sides. Now, one more thing before we wrap this video up, I do want to show you that with this side open, we can open up these little curtains or shields, whatever the heck you want to call them, to mimic in the movie when they are all popping out of here and firing upon the skiff. And this does this on both sides. Now we're going to slide in our minifigures and our display plaques. And there they are, all lined up. We do have a 25th anniversary printed plaque right there, as well as the Jabba sail barge specifications. That's all on a printed, not a glossy one like with the Interceptor, but a satin one. But you know what? There's one more thing I want to show you guys with this set before we wrap up. And what I want to show you guys is what it looks like correctly placed with the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit. What's strange about it is this is a play set, so the minifigures are in action, where this is a display set, and thus the minifigures are out on a stand by themselves. You can always position the minifigures, because this UCS set is meant for adult play, but I don't know. I like to see them, but I also like them in play, like with this. I am going to try to display this all together. Now let's wrap up this video, everybody. And so, guys, here we are at the end of another video, and I now have the set displayed with the UCS sail barge in itself, the minifigures on display, the display plaque. That's already a lot, but then I got the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit here with it for a combined $580 worth of Lego right here. I don't want to get into prices just yet, but I do want to tell you guys to keep in mind, usually you can pick up the UCS Millennium Falcon like I once did on Amazon for around $750. That is a difference of $170. And it's kind of like when you start getting to that $600 territory, do you not buy this and go on to do something more fun, like a Falcon, or maybe an AT-AT? Maybe. Or do you go ahead and do the latest and greatest, which is what this is supposed to be? I guess that's the whole price segment, well, half of it, before we get into that segment of the video. I do want to take time and talk about this set before we get into the rest of those details. My assumptions with this set is kind of like with the Sandcrawler from many moons ago, way before I ever collected Lego. The UCS Sandcrawler was a big brown block. And back then, I think it was 2013, 2012. You guys know when that set was made. I don't know because I wasn't into Lego at that time. But they didn't have a lot of parts to really make that set stand out. So it was really crude and kind of like GTA San Andreas from 2004 in comparison to GTA 5 or 6 coming up next year. There's a huge difference between then and now with Lego, as we all know. But the bad thing about that set is it was made with that awful brown brittle brick. And that's why I don't go back and collect that set, even though I do think it would be kind of cool to try to have all of these. Each era of Lego has its own downsides, and that set is not saved from its own downside, which is the brittle brick. So we are lucky going in with this set. It's probably a little bit more handsome than the Sandcrawler, but at least we don't have to worry about the brick, at least not yet, deteriorating and being brittle brown. Other than that, I think this set is going to be Lego's most difficult selling major UCS set in many years. I will tell you, if you are a fan of minifigures, this might be the set for you. If you're a fan of some badass Star Wars spacecraft, this may not be the set for you. I would suggest go back a year, buy the UCS Venator. That set is badass. It takes up a lot of space. That's why I didn't bring it with me when I moved, but it's badass. But this set right here in front of me takes the shape of the AT-AT and the UCS Razor Crest to where it's meant for adult play. I guess you could let your kids play with it, but why would you want to spend this much money to let kids play in it and destroy it? So you do need to keep that in mind with this set. It does have its downsides, but I also do think it is going to be one of the hardest selling sets. I know I am personally going through some things upstairs right now in my personal life. That does not make me the most happiest person on earth. This set still does bring me a lot of joy. I like looking at the minifigures. Cocktail R2-D2 is just hilarious. When I was thinking about buying this set, I literally told myself, you can get a 2x4 plate, stick on some minifigure cup accessories, and you can make that minifigure yourself. You don't need to spend $500 on this set. And then I saw the Leia, and I'm like, well, if I want a slave Leia, I can buy one of the older ones off Bricklink, and I can have that minifigure. Like, I need to get the one with the 2013 Padme where she has the white top on. But then I started looking into it, and then I realized I bought this set already, and then that's what pretty much sealed the deal. You get a lightsaber, Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. You get this set for additional, and you get all these minifigures all in one. And you know what? As a collector, I don't have a Jabba, I don't have a Crumb, I don't have a Gamorrean Guard, Slave Leia, or even a Rebo, or a Bib Fortuna. And all those right there are minifigures that I would really like in my collection. And again, here it is. I do think, even though it doesn't really make the endorphins pump in the brain, it does look better in person. If you are on the fence about buying this set and you're about to go into Lego and buy it, you know what? Go ahead and take that step, buy it. You will build it, and you will look back, and you will go, you know what? It looks a whole hell of a lot better than it did on the box. And in the review videos, like what you're watching me on right now, it does look better in person. But with that being said, you guys need to use your better judgment on this one. $500 is a lot of money. That is a fraction of rent. That is a whole stack of bills for 1 month. I've always been about that on this channel, and I would not want to risk getting kicked out of my apartment for a set like this. Maybe the Falcon, maybe the Venador, maybe the Razor Crest, but definitely not a giant brown moccasin. I have gone back and looked at movie clips, and it's not Lego's fault. The design team at Lucasfilm did not give us a whole lot to work with this set. So that's why it looks like it does. It looks better in person than it does in the video, and that's it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, right down below, there's a thank you button. You guys can hit that and leave a small donation. Equally as important, you can hit that subscribe button. Follow along with every single thing that we do here on the channel. As usual, you share the video with your friends and hit that thumbs up, that like button. That would be major appreciated. As to what's next on the channel, I will see you guys in a few days to conquer the Batmobile. Probably going to take another 4 days before that video comes out because I need to get some things handled in my life. Things are getting tight. Lego, life, they're not mixing. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have an excellent one.